Where am I? What year is this? What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another baseball video. It is getting to the point where I think we have to start answering some really hard questions in the community of baseball, because the free agency market, it is ruining the perception of baseball. Let's talk about something very important, okay? So if you guys agree with what I'm about to rant about, go ahead and slap a like on this video, because I'm curious. If you don't agree, do not be afraid to use a dislike. If you agree, go ahead and slap a like, because what we're going to be talking about today is the one major change that needs to come as soon as possible to the free agency market of Major League Baseball. In my opinion, it's a necessity. I'm really just speaking from a fan perspective, and all the other people that have left comments on my videos, this seems to be the one silver lining in terms of fixing the free agency market, and that is somehow implementing a deadline on the market itself. I mean, if we're being honest with ourselves, the biggest free agent in NBA history, or at least one of the biggest free agents in NBA history, LeBron James, signed a contract with the Lakers 1 month after the NBA Finals ended. So he gave himself 1 month and then he signed a crazy deal. We're talking about LeBron James. I would say that Bryce Harper is almost the LeBron James of baseball. Not the best player in the league like LeBron, but he has the impact of LeBron, and he's not signing, and it's almost February. The World Series ended over 3 months ago, and it's just getting to the point where it's getting worse and worse and worse as the years progress. So I am going to give a few examples, but we need to get this fixed before 2020 and before 2021, when the savior of baseball, Mike Trout, is a free agent. All right, let me calm down for just a second. So I wanted to make sure you guys understood, you guys caught my vibe, because I am passionate about this. My energy is at an all-time high right now because there have been so many rumors that I feel like are just annoying people at this point in the baseball community, and we're pretty much sick of it. So we're going to try and discuss why this is even happening. So back in 1997, there was something called the luxury tax. So pretty much a lot of people say that baseball does not have a salary cap, but if you think about it, the luxury tax line, which I believe in 2019 is going to be 209 million. If you go above 209 million, you have to pay taxes on that. So what they're trying to do by that is they're trying to create parity, competitive balance. So if you're the New York Yankees, if you go above that line, you're going to get taxed. Whereas if you're the Padres, you don't have as much funds as the Yankees, so you might be able to keep up because the Yankees can't spend $1 billion in payroll. So that's the point of it. But you guys have to understand that this luxury tax was implemented and improved by the owners. And honestly, in my opinion, I feel like over time, it just got worse and worse and worse for the players. I made a video a couple weeks ago talking about how in 2018, Major League Baseball made the most it's ever made, but it paid its players the least. So again, why is that? The biggest example that I can provide was Yasmani Grandal signed with the Brewers for a 1-year, $18.5 million, but he was offered a 4-year, $60 million that he declined because it was only $15 million a year. So he was worth 18.5, but on a long-term basis, they were only willing to give him 15. That makes no sense. That's a $3 million difference every single year, which equates to $12 million that he'd be missing if he took that deal from the Mets. It doesn't make sense. So that is the first big issue that we have. Teams are not spending a ton of money. So what does that lead to? That leads to Bryce Harper and Manny Machado not signing because they're not going to get the contract that they are looking for. So how are we going to balance this out? How are we going to get teams to give players money? How are we going to be able to get players to sign in a timely fashion? Because, I mean, I don't have my watch on. You guys can all, put on an imaginary watch. Spring training is less than a month away. I want these guys on a team because I just want to see, predictions for the World Series, how the lineup, how the roster is going to work. Maybe I'm being selfish at that point, but in my opinion, and I have to say, I'm not alone when I say that the biggest thing that needs to happen in 2020 and going forward in terms of trying to correct the broken free agency market is possibly a deadline. Maybe it's going to be a strict deadline where we say you have 2 months from the end of the World Series to sign with the new ball club, or maybe it's something that we keep living, that it changes over time, because I don't want to just say, you have 2 months to sign or 2 weeks to sign, and if you don't, you have to forfeit your salary to a charity of your choice, the Fuzzy Foundation, me. So what do you guys think of my proposition? Do you think that there should be a deadline on the MLB free agency? Because if we go back in history, free agents are taking longer and longer and longer to sign. The reason why is because teams are making more and more money, but they're paying players less and less and less. Russell Martin is 37 years old. He is one of the worst catchers in the league nowadays. Now, back in the day, Russell Martin was a top 5 catcher. I'll give you guys that. But now he's making $20 million a year, more than Yasmani Grandal. That's not right. That's messed up. And then the other side of the argument, everything that correlates with teams not giving the players money, is the free agents are not signing. So maybe the only way that we can combat that end is by giving a deadline to the free agents. But again, I am not the person that is about to sign a 5 to 7 year deal and uprooting my life to live on the other side of the country to play with a different team. I'm not in that situation. So again, I'm very biased. I'm speaking from a fan's perspective. I have your guys' back. Everyone watching right now is a fan of baseball. We are not lawyers. We are not top directors of CEOs of baseball corporations. We're just fans trying to be entertained, and that's not happening right now. And that's just my opinion. It's not happening. So what do you guys make of this rant? I know I went off. I'm usually pretty calm and I'm pretty articulate about the things that I feel I'm passionate about, but this is something that there's so many different rabbit holes that we can go to because, again, players are not getting paid as much and they're taking forever to sign. So how do you combat that? In my opinion, I feel like there needs to be a deadline that is put in place, whether that means you have the end of the World Series to the end of the year, or maybe it's the first week of January you have until. I'm not sure. If you guys were in the commissioner's shoes, if you were Robert Manfred, how would you go about mandating this? Would you implement a free agent deadline, or would you just say, you know what, guys, it's your life, it's your choice, you're not getting paid as much as you deserve, so take your time? What would you guys do? I'm curious, because my opinion, either put the deadline in place or pay the players what they deserve, because in 2021, when Mike Trout is a free agent, if he does not get a 7-year deal with $40 to $45 million each, a strike will be coming to Major League Baseball and there will not be a 2021 season. I can almost guarantee it. And I don't want that because I love baseball. My channel is dedicated to baseball. It's my passion. I don't want it going anywhere. I want it to be fixed. So guys, let me know your opinions in the comment down below. Again, if you agree, slap a like on this one. And if you don't agree, I'm perfectly okay with that. Let me know in the comment section down below. Just be nice about it. If you're, if you're ranting, I understand, but be civil about it. And if you guys like baseball content, make sure you hit that sub button because there's so much more content to come. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. I need water. All the small things, ball man.